The first big, authentic argument couples should have should be about, wait for it, anything at all. It doesn't matter what you fight about. It's the how you fight about it that matters. So let's say you're an engaged couple, and you fight over maybe spending every Saturday night or most weekends with your future in-laws. So let's also say that this has been a point of contention and worsening conflict for the past few years that you've been together. And you say, after the wedding, we're definitely not coming here every Saturday night, right? I want a life. I want to spend time with friends and other people. Your partner might say, well, being married won't change the fact that we've done this since we met and will continue to do so. Family's important and you didn't have a problem with it when I met you. You can feel the tension in the air, can't you? So who's in the right? Who should win? If you answered neither, you're right. This is because the fight is about control, and that this fight is ultimately about nothing. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion and philosophy, preferences, needs. And so this fight is about something that will remain probably a point of conflict throughout this particular couple's relationship, and will probably continue to come up in many more areas throughout the relationship's history. If one person insists on winning, the couple is going to lose. It's not collaborative. And yes, there will be some serious vexation on the part of both. Both may disagree sharply that they are attempting to control the other person. They might both say that this is just typical premarital stress or tension. But if both people fail to accept that openness, or if they fail to stop these covert attempts to control the other, they will probably face some devastating consequences in their relationship. And they will think about calling probably the whole relationship off if these sorts of arguments continue to escalate and if they can't reach some sort of respectful compromise that honors both people's wishes. So it's a good idea to think about consequences of insisting on one way or the other. It would really cause heartbreak if one of you just kind of completely insists on having everything that you want to the detriment of the other person's wishes. As you begin to experience any type of relationship stress and find yourself getting a little snippy with one another about seemingly small issues, I want you to stop and ask yourself, is this fight about something, really important that I need to, talk about? Is this fight about something really not important? It's really about nothing, and that they just won't bend to my will on a particular matter, and it makes me very angry. If it's falling under the nothing umbrella, be aware that this could be the wedge that the two of you are driving between yourselves. And as Dr. Gottman says, marriage and long-term commitment is about combining two entirely different people who are creating a shared experience of love and life. Each person brings their own culture and preferences, and there has to be a combining of the two. So this is not an experience of transition that is without resistance or friction when you first start to learn how to combine your two philosophies and ways of living. It brings up a lot of fears and anxieties, and any trust issues that you deal with might come to the surface too, and worries about long-term, kind of what does this mean for us? It may cause a necessary fight, an argument, but it doesn't have to be World War III. It can be done respectfully, but it is important that you address it rather than, just completely ignoring your own needs or completely just demanding that your partner give in to whatever you're wanting. We use the Gottman method with couples counseling ATL for dealing with all relationship concerns, starting with, premarital, pre-commitment couples. It's founded in the research of love, and we believe that human relationships that work may all be unique in some ways, but that all healthy ones follow similar patterns. And that includes, our long-term relationships being founded on mutual respect and being able to work through those differences in a respectful way. One unfortunate pattern that affects many of us is for couples to wait, on average about 2 to 3 years before getting help if you're really struggling in this area. And so if you're, wanting help, the sooner the better. It's always helpful to go ahead and address these things, even if you haven't yet experienced, any big blowout fights. It can be still helpful to learn how to have arguments in a really healthy way. Looking at these concerns and not ignoring them is important. It's important that in your relationship, each person is able to use self-awareness and be willing to accept responsibility for their impact on the other person and the relationship.